Hi, my name is Neb Kamusin Atumre, and this is the seventh video in the series Fall of Babylon. The opening of the third seal marked the advance of the third outstanding world empire, the Roman Empire, which is called the third kingdom of brass in Daniel 2:39. Symbolically, Rome means strength, might, and power. Rome was the capital of the Roman Empire and the ruling center of the Caesars, the Roman emperors who reigned in Italy. The black horse symbolizes this civilization. It symbolizes the conflict between Rome, Italy, and Carthage for conquest of the Western Mediterranean world. The person who exercised much military influence during this era was Hannibal, a Negroid man born in Carthage in the late 247 BC. Notice the suffix Baal, Baal the sun god, at the end of his name. The name Hannibal had the same root. Hannibal is derived from a combination of two names, Hannah and Baal. Hannah from the Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic meaning sympathy, pity, favorable, aspect, advantage, and Baal, another word from the Arabic language, meaning the god Baal, thriving on natural water supply. The Holy Bible, Revelation 6:5. And when Tammuz, the Messiah Jesus, opened the third seal, and what is contained in this seal is made clear from the beginning, El Suhuf, to the end, El's Holy Injil. Stamp, I, newsbearer John, son of Zebedee and Salome, heard the third living creature with the face of Shaitan. Who is also called Zuen, the evil one, reptilian Shachar, or Tarnush, Satan's in the form of a male living being, symbolic of the Roman Empire, saying, come and see. And there was a black horse, which represented the conflict between Rome and the Nuwaubians of the Carthaginians, whose most illustrious leader and warrior was Hannibal, son of Hamilcar Barca. And its rider, the horse's rider, Gaius Julius Caesar, had with him a scale, which was the Roman Empire's numbering system used for measuring, in his right hand. Gaius Julius Caesar, Roman emperor, he conquered the 4 Roman territories which now make up France, Belgium, and parts of England and Germany. Revelation 4:8 in part says, and the third living creature had a face like a human being. This quote describes the kingdom of Rome as being ruled by a man having absolute power and or authority. The Roman Empire fell under the dictatorship of the Caesars, a title belonging to several of the Roman emperors. Their reign of terror was so influential that it caused much controversy and confusion even amongst the religious educated Pharisees. The spread of Roman influence to England and Western Europe was due to Caesar's lifetime dictatorship. He ruthlessly conquered all who stood in his way. His government was the bridge over which Rome sent her entire spirit and history to the world today. Like the leaders of the empires prior to his, he thought he was God. Along with the alphabet, he stole the scientific works of Arabia and Egypt, among them arithmetic, algebra, and geometry, and added them to its, as Rome's, already integrated culture. Roman numerals were the second number system known to the world at that time. Algebra was the first. The Roman number system borrowed the algebraic sign X, representing the unknown, and made it the basis of its entire number system. Therefore, the Roman numerals are based on a concept of nothing. It is also the Romans who took the way of life of Yeshua HaMashiach, Isa el-Masih, Jesus the Messiah Christ, shown in Matthew 27:26 through 35, and converted it to Christianity through Shaul, Saul, or Paul the deceiver, Acts 26:28. Christian is a Greek word, and Yeshua HaMashiach, Isa el-Masih, Jesus the Messiah Christ, spoke Galilean, and his followers were called Nazarites. Pagan Rome became Papal Rome, the seat of Christianity. The barbaric Romans became converts to the Catholic faith and used this false religious system to control the people. Traditions, superstitions, and other paganistic practices were merged with the teachings of Paul, Saul, Shaul, the self-appointed apostle, to form the basis of the Catholic Church. Paul was the devil's agent, for it was Paul who perverted the teachings of Yeshua HaMashiach. Read scroll number 207. Is it Black Man's Christianity or White Man's Christianity? By Dr. Malachi Z. 33 degrees, 120 degrees, ISBN number 1-59517-023-5. The book of Romans is a letter that Paul, the self-appointed apostle, wrote to the Gentiles, heathen Canaanites, at Rome. Within it, Paul records the lamenting of the devil, who speaks through him, describing the nature of the devil and the law of sin which governs him in Rome, in Romans 7:19 through 25. Under the papacy, laymen were prohibited from owning copies of the Holy Bible, and the Pope was given absolute power. He could be judged by no one and was said to be infallible. The Pope came to be considered God on earth. The prophet Daniel predicted this occurrence in Daniel 7:25. By the year 476 AD, the Roman Empire had discovered or dissolved into 10 kingdoms after the fall of Romulus and Augustus, 10 heads of the beast. The Lombards, the Burgundians, the Visigoths, the Heruli, the Huns, the Franks, the Ostrogoths, the Vandals, the Suevic, and the Saxons. Today, these 10 European territories are called Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Holland, Spain, Austria, France, England, Belgium, and Portugal. The United States is likened unto a ram because In its attempt to control the world, it thrust itself into underdeveloped countries and takes possession of the people and its natural resources. The Holy Bible, Daniel 7:7. After this, I saw in the night's vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had a great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stabbed the residue with its feet, with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. The fourth beast is the eagle, and it is represented by America. America is the offspring of Europe's spirit and culture, and the European nations also make up a part of this fourth empire. America differs from the other heads of power because it was an outgrowth of the combined cultures of all those empires before it. As a product, it carries the weight of Europe's iniquities. The Holy Bible, Revelation 4:7, in part says, and the fourth living creature resembled a flying eagle. This is the European empire, and now the new Babylon, America. Notice mention of the fourth beast is in the 7th verse of each chapter. By means of countless wars and revolutions, Europe increased the territory of its kingdom, which made up the following major countries, the 10 heads of the beast in terms of power and influence. England, Argites. France, Girgashites. Spain, Italy, Arvadites. Germany, Jebusites. Greece, Russia, Turkey, Russians. Hungary, Jebusites. United States, Canaanites. The fourth empire is represented by the legs of iron in the image, indicating that it was a strong kingdom as iron, socially, economically, and politically. And by these means, it spread, walked its culture throughout the earth, as done by its predecessors of the Babylonian Empire. Habakkuk 1:5 and 6. Revelation 17:3 and 17:9. And he advanced with me, John, son of Zebedee, and Salome, to the wilderness of North America, in the soul, traveling in the spiritual form. So I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, saw a confidante wife sitting upon a beast, the evil one's empire, headed by the United States of America through the United Nations, colored red as the robe of the Queen of England, the Mother of America, manipulating and controlling it. And the names of blasphemy such as God, Jehovah, Allah, deity, etc. He, the beast, representative of the evil one's empire, headed by the United States and the EEC, the common market, had 7 heads, being England, Russia, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, and the United States, and 10 horns, being England, Spain, Germany, Russia, Hungary, Italy, Greece, Turkey, and the United States. And verse 9 says, So here is it. For those who can understand it with wisdom, the 7 heads are 7 mountains, and on them the confidante wife is sitting, because she is really the head. As a beast, she is the master, and they are the 7 rulers. This quote dispels all myths and secrets concerning the harlot. From this we are able to see that the harlot rules, and the United Nations is the seat of power. The names of blasphemy are the partners they make with Anu, Alun El, the Most High, such as Jehovah, Yahweh, and God. The 10 horns represent the 10 countries in power. The 7 mountains represent the 7 major powers. These countries, with the additions of a few others, have come together to form one mind under the power of the United Nations. And it is no coincidence that at the San Francisco Memorial Opera House, on the exact same day as the birth of Dr. Malachi Z, 33 degrees 720 degrees, June 26, 1945, the signing of the original United Nations Charter was accomplished. This was supposed to be a day for the bringing in of world peace, where 46 flags of different nations hung. There were international, religious, educational, and humanitarian organizations present. These major countries were Europe's backbone. Their ruthless warring spirit caused much terror and confusion among the countries. Just as iron hammers break everything in pieces, this empire did the same thing. Daniel 2:40. And the 4th kingdom shall be strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. It walked into the midst of others, scattered them, and then conquered. Today, this infiltration is primarily accomplished through organizations such as the Peace Corps and the Red Cross, whose job is to instill Christian concepts in the minds of innocent victims. They come in with the Red Cross, which represents death, and whosoever does not accept it suffers. The British took control of Egypt, the French of Tunis, the Americans of the Philippines. The world powers divide up the countries of the earth into their spheres of influence, which according to Daniel 7:23 through 25, it states, and I quote, "Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom on earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. And their horns, the 10 horns out of this kingdom, are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings." 25 says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and to think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until times and the times and dividing of times." This is what has been done in Vietnam, El Salvador, Iran, and many more countries. Yet, as this empire damaged and scarred others, it too would receive a greater blow. Are you listening, people? A greater blow. This fourth empire could be broken, which is what occurred to bring about a split in his kingdom. The same European nations which came together to make war soon wanted to join forces for what they termed peace, because they were unable to settle their own disputes. They carried their burdens to the League of Nations, which is now the United Nations. The League of Nations lost its power during the World War II and was revived 7 years later by the United States and Britain as the United Nations on October 26, 1945. The United Nations is the capital of New Babylon. The United Nations was hailed as the International Organization for so-called peace and security, yet skillfully set up to oppose the coming of the divine kingdom of Alun El. From this can be seen how the devil systematically operates his efforts to rampage and destroy the world under the disguise of being in the best interest of peaceful coexistence. Revelation 17:13 says, these are all one force. United they stand, indivisible as the United Nations, and they will push behind the beast because they are the United States allies. They make the United States feel powerful because of their association and give it its strength and its authority. This again is stressing that all the nations of people are under the power of one head, the United Nations, the International Trade Center, Wall Street, the Empire State Building, and the Twin Towers, prophecy fulfilled, are going to be the first to be overturned. They are the heart, capital, and economy of the New Babylon, America. All are located in New York City, the Empire State. Revelation 18:18, and they all cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, who resembles this great city? And as they cried, they do so in compassion for the New Babylon, who at one time was marveled at for uniqueness. Today people consider no place on earth like the USA. No nation on the planet Earth can compare to the United States. Its culture and influence dominates the world. They will see the glorious America go up with smoke of its burning, which will cause them to cast dust upon their heads, an act of sorrow and dismay. I'll tell you who resembles this city with its pornography, drugs, evil, and homosexuality: Sodom and Gomorrah. Do you know that Sodom and Gomorrah were once called the Twin Cities? The symbol of the Twin Towers is a combination of Sodom and Gomorrah and the Tower of Babylon. Nimrod said, he would build a tower that would reach up until the heavens. At one time, the Empire State building was the highest building in the world. Now every time someone builds a tower higher, the devil has to build one even higher in New York City, because it is the seat of Sodom and Gomorrah. Are you listening, Nuwaubians in New York City? Just as the angels came to Sodom and Gomorrah to get the family of Lot out, speaking, I am trying to get you out of this wicked city. Genesis 19:1. And the two Malachi messengers, Anunnaki, Uriel, fire of El, and Raphael, raising up to El, came to Sodom in the dusk period, evening time. And Lot, which means who covered, sat in the gate at Sodom. And Lot saw them, and stood up to Kirau meet them. And he shall prostrated himself with his face to the planet Earth. Yet you seem to be enjoying yourselves here or there, New York City. You seem to be having fun with the delicacies of the Harlot. You look around every day and find out another person is dying of AIDS, and it's not a homosexual disease like they portrayed it to be. You have to get out of here. Reference Leviathan 6:6:6, the beast as the Antichrist, part 2 of 4, page 626. Holy Tablets, chapter 7, tablet 35, verses 45 through 58 states. And another impediment to perfection is memory, the recalling of past events. To understand this, assume for a moment that one is meditating in a solitary country setting. If memories of a past holiday in New York arise, and the mind is allowed to dwell on them for the moment, one will actually be living in New York in a past time. This applies also to daydreams. Looking back to past experiences gives life to the memory picture, reinforces it, and pulls the mind away from true nature. A God never looks back. Speaking, this does not mean don't reflect on the goods of the past, unquote. On page 595 of the Millennium book, Malachi Z states, now, how long have I been telling you to get out of those big cities like New York? And the projects that I have told you are like concentration camps. Didn't I tell you that if they blow up the Brooklyn and Williamsburg bridges, you will be stuck and not be able to get out? You see California sinking right before your eyes. Didn't I tell you, didn't I tell you not to wait to the last minute? And some of you are still considering future lifelong plans there. What is wrong with you people? Speaking. The hourglass is empty. Time has already run out. Unquote. Now, that is as plain as black and white. So as the previous empires before them, the new Babylonian Empire is destined to fall. After my coming, speaking as the reformer for this day and time, the earth will be lit up with truth. I have come to reclaim the Ishmaelites as the prophets Moses and Jesus came to reclaim the Israelites, crying in a mighty voice to let them know this new city of Babylon is falling, and that you should come out of her. You are living in the time of the end. The civilization you live in is falling right around you. You can see the diseases, plagues, earthquakes, fires, death and destruction. Revelation 18:2. And he cried with a great voice, saying, Babylon, the city, the big city, is fallen. The time has now come for the demise of Babylon, the fourth empire of the evil reptilian. To come to an end like all the others. And America has become the dwelling place of demons, a home of physical malevolent beings, and the prison of every unclean, unholy demon and hated bird, taking the symbol of the eagle for the nature of the vulture, because it is powerful and it kills. The eagle was not always the symbol of the seal of the United States of America. The original bird was the phoenix bird, which was used because it represented the new Roman Empire rising out of the old Roman Empire. America, the seat of the fourth empire, is the home of all the children of the sons of Canaan. And their wives. The physical devil, making America the home of every unclean bird, unholy spirits, and spiritual demons. These are the manifestations of the devil on the planet Earth. These are the manifestations of the devil on the planet Earth.